Well, we're back to the other engine, the other Christmas engine, you might say. I got it running. I had some trouble, and I'm not sure if I'm out of the. Oh, I'm not out of the woods yet. I can tell. I've got a short in the truck. What I've tried to do is get this old Hudson tender up and running, and it has been a slugfest with dirt and rust and corrosion. And I did kind of the quick and dirty way, and I was not successful. Apparently, it's I see it arcing down here for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on, but I've put wheels on properly. I've cleaned the wheels best I can. The track may be getting dirty with all this crud on it, but in any case, I had it going. Let's try one more time, see if I can't get a little longer run this time. No, I can't get anything going now. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. That's reverse, neutral, forward, neutral, reverse, neutral, forward. Okay, so the controller is doing what it's doing. The power distribution board is doing what he's doing. And for now, I'm just taking power off the motor to run the smoke. Okay, but let's see if the engine improves speed if I unhook the smoke. It seemed like it did. Maybe not, a little bit, but maybe not as much as we thought. So anyway, I had somewhere around here, I had the regulator board on an adapter. I had found an old adapter and I tried to make it fit, and it was a little on the kludgy side, but it was close. I was willing to go with it, but I had other problems with these trucks. Shorting out somewhere. It could be up in the chassis, you know what I mean? The rubber seal here could be not working so well. Those rubber cushions on the rivets, here it is. So I had one of the nice red boards. I was going to stick it in here, and then I was going to bring in power and then regulate it so I could dial the smoke up and down. But what I now have is just running off the motor, getting whatever the motor gets. And if I'm full out, it's going to get quite a bit of smoke. If I'm not full out, it's not going to get much at all. Yeah, it does seem to pick up a little bit. But the other engine is still on the track. I just came over. I wanted to see if I could get this one going with a few boards, and it looks like I can. So this is the example of the reverse board adapted to this tender. What I have, shut this off just for the noise. What I have are these, what I call adapters, and this is the bolt pattern for the power distribution board. I mean, a digital reverse board. So it's designed to fit right in here. There's holes on here, and it just fits. You tie it down, and then there's some holes in here. But this is one I put our name on. That's pretty fun. Anyway. Some holes work, some don't, and what I intended these to be, you make it work. So like you can see here, I had to grind it down smaller to fit between the rails at this one end, and this end didn't have the rails, so I just had to do a little chop job there. I found the hole, I drilled a hole. It was in the wrong spot, so I just drilled a new hole from the bottom and a new hole from the top to mount these things, and they were going to do the job. I just took too long on these trucks, and it's already 5:35, and I have to get upstairs, help Margaret. But you can see, I hope, that the two boards, the DC field, and these are old version, Yes, it's an old version with skinny magnets, so I can do better. I have a better one that we can put in here. And I have my train over there is still laying around, and I have other tenders laying around for other engines. I have one more. I have an Atlantic with smoke on it. I want to show you that. And I have lots of others, some that don't have smoke, but they have the smoke gear. I'll show you how we accommodate that with the either 3D smoke or not. But in any case, more food for thought on what you can do with your engine if it's not running and your fingers are, oh boy, I mean, I saw some of these fingers. They're pretty gummy. They're pretty corroded. I even found one that I had that was pretty corroded. On the other hand, I have one that's working quite well, and I use it on my demonstrator all the time. So there. I found another one of my boards. This is a very early one for an Atlantic that is still alive and still running. That's pretty exciting. I got to clean this up. I got to get back on our friend's engine. He's ready for smoke. He's ready for puff and chuff, and he's ready to see his tender get assembled. That's going to be exciting. Building the tender for these other engines. But in any case, this approach, the level 1, what I'm doing is more like a level 2, okay? The level 1 approach, you can take any tender just about and the adapter and you can make it work. The adapter is an insulator, so the board's not touching on the metal. That's the key point, okay? So you can take a pair of these, you can fit them. I have one that I cut down so that they were shorter, see, like that, so it could fit on the Atlantic, and hold a piece here and a piece here. Hold the power distribution board like that, and then the smoke and I don't mean power distribution, the volt regulator board here, and the reverse and other board here. So yeah, you can fit this in a small tender if you want to, if you need to. So that's what this was all about. The level 2s we're getting a little more exotic with fans and digital sounds and things like that. A lot more complex stuff going on. Something I'm not sure I mentioned though, but this engine that we were using, this tender that we were using the other day for that demonstration of the will it run off of DC, this I just put together out of junk, and what I was doing is measuring track power, and I had a red and green light, and I had the gauge to tell me how much track power I had. But the other thing I had on here were my new trucks. These trucks are our design. We print them and assemble them, and they're all-wheel pickup. These are every wheel is metal, and every wheel has a pickup wire going to a neutral point, and the pivot assembly that allows these things to move and stuff is all plastic. So that while this is screwed to this, there's no conductivity in the truck itself. It's all just through the wire. Wire comes in, it goes to this wire, it comes out. Those wires come up here and they go to the input, AC input of the power distribution board. So that gives you all-wheel pickup. That was my idea. I wanted this on this truck for this test that I was doing to make sure I had a good power on all the wheels. At any rate, the all-wheel pickup is a see, now if I had used this chassis with this one, it would have been fine. But I don't know what this is. This might be a Northern. Oh no, not a Northern. A K5 or a 290. I don't know. At any rate, yeah, I wanted to use this chassis because I wanted to show the old chassis can be used, and they can, but they have to be refurbished. If you have worn out bushings or worn out rubber insulators, you have to refurbish those in order to use them. You can't just use bad stuff and make it work. You know what I'm saying? So some of these I have are in pretty good shape. You see this one would have been a better choice, but you know, it wasn't very exciting, and I really didn't want to do that. This one Well, this one would have been a better choice, even though it's converted and it's one of the old ones from the tin truck thing. But any case, you get the idea. I hope that the adapters allow you to mount these components in your tender. You don't need to buy a tender or trucks unless they're really in bad shape, but you got to make sure they're in good shape. Put your fields in. You got to, clean the motor, brushes, springs, clean and lube everything. And if you're smoking, by golly, just don't open it up. You open this up, can of worms. I mean, you can't hardly get it back together again, and chances are you're going to mess it up somehow. So if it's working, great. If it's not, there's an answer. Okay. And then the gear and everything else, they're going to last longer than anything on the train, just about. Okay, that's it. I got to run. Even my voltmeter was telling me it's time to go. All right, gang. So I didn't get this engine on the rails for you, but it did run, and it will run. And I'll get back to it. I think tomorrow I'm going to work on the tenders for these other guys, the level 2 tender. But you'll see those bits. You'll see how they're different, more complicated, little more parts, but still, it's all DIY. I'm doing this for you people that can get their hands a little dirty, don't mind it, and will be able to fix their own trains. I have a story, but I don't have time to tell you. I helped a friend back home with his engine, and we had a ball. And I'll tell you that story. Remind me to tell you that about Phil and his father's engine. Boy, did we have fun. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, probably. Take it easy.